as you've built your business, and obviously you started small, but it grew it. How have you divided up roles and responsibilities?
Yeah, it's funny for us, and what I've learned, and as I add my new role right now, which will be operations, right? Because I've done every role like any small business, right? So I've been the leasing agent, I've been the property manager, I've collected rent by hand back when we take cash. I mean, you name the story, right? I've done it once upon a time, and as you're trying to build something that will last, right? There's a lot that has to change, and for me, I'm always real honest with my mistakes. I've done that wrong 100 times over, and we have changed our staff and how we staff 100 times over. And we used to be primarily single family, which you look at one way, right? And as we're a lot more multifamily mixed in, the way you staff is different as well. So it's a bit of avoidance the question, but the reality is we're very low staffed as a company right now. So there's usually the argument in the single family world is always departmental. How do you organize, right? And we've generally we've always been departmental. So there's a short answer, right? I have a bookkeeper who's good at the bookkeeping, right? And my property manager, will oversee everything, not a portfolio-based model, right? We've never done portfolio if that's the main thing of the question, but right now, that's the key. But I have different units now because of that community, and then the managed single families are one community as well. So in a way, we're a little more portfolio than I've ever been, and that's why it's tricky I'm in discovery of that still. And if you can't look back and rediscover, right, as a small business, right, we're 15 people. So you're constantly learning from that. So I don't think I directly answered, but that's because I've hired 4 people in the last week and some big hires going on right now. And, ask me in 2 months what worked and what we changed again. But,
okay.
But generally I like a hybrid approach that everything in life isn't about, do you do departmental or portfolio, but it's somewhere in between, right? I never want someone to call and someone says, oh, only Steve knows that answer. That's the last thing I want. And that's the reason you can't go straight portfolio. But you also want relationships, which means if you have one person who's in charge of 1,000, they don't know anyone, right? So finding that balance is usually some sort of hybrid in between. I really want specialists, right? That, well, yes, anyone should be able to answer something. You talk to these owners every week. You talk to these owners every week, right? You need some kind of organization. So we're reaching out to people and talking to people, not when there's a problem, but when things are fine, right? That's important. It's important for as much for my employees as it is for them, right? If all you do is answer the phone to people angry at you, right? Because that's usually when you talk to us, it's not good for anyone, right? And if you truly believe in the people part of it, you want to be communicating with them more often. And I'm still trying to figure out exactly how to staff that. There's the reality.
Okay. Well, thanks for your honesty in that. Obviously, we know as business owners, things are constantly changing. You got to always course correct as you see how things unfold.
Yeah, pivot's a big word for me. I like it a lot, right? You can't be afraid to change because if the world's going to change either way. So you either change with it or you get buried.
Want to hear more on this topic? Click the link below for the full episode of Maximizing Your Property Value.